Hey everybody, welcome in. And Wild Imagination is the last spell unlocked in the Toy Story event, and this is probably one of my favorites at the moment in the game. If you've seen my continuous damage videos and team building videos and things like that, you'll see that I use this one a lot. And the reason is once you get to level 2, it unlocks inflict continuous damage for 2 turns. And once you read over it over here, so the damage it deals is 60 plus 15 per play level, which is not that much, it's like an okay amount. But then it kind of like doubles up the damage, and you get 36 per play level plus 22 per play level. So that in continuous damage, which pretty much like makes it, you're going to be dealing like 96 plus 37 per player level. That is a massive amount. That's more than like a Yago and any of those. It's a lot more damage than that. But it has usability with any kind of continuous damage and bad effects and things like that. So that is why I really do like it. So I also like to use this not only in my continuous damage teams, but I found that just because it's such a good damage dealer, it can be good in multiple ways. It can be good in. Let's jump in. Let us go to my continuous damage team. I do have a video on this for anybody who is interested and wanting to know a bit more about continuous damage, but I'm going to be mainly focusing on the spell this time. And so I'm going to explain when and how I use it, why I use it, and how it works in this deck, in this team, and then I'll go show you how I use it in other PvE or event modes and things like that. So what I am going to try and do is pretty much as soon as I can. No, stop attacking my hyenas. So what I want to do pretty much as soon as I can is get as much continuous damage on. And as you can see, Hades has a chance, Demona has a chance, all these things have a chance of dealing continuous damage. But one problem is they're all chances, and that can end up getting a pain, especially like times like this. You're like, oh no, well I've just lost all of my chances. Now what? And I am going to go, and who is the slowest? Let's go Sully. It is hard to try and guarantee some sort of continuous damage, but one way to get around that is by using the spell. By using the spell Wild Imagination, and even then, like Demona still not even ticking up her continuous damage. But now the spell is ready, and I can be like, okay, now I can lay it on. I can guarantee that there is continuous damage all over the board, heal block all over the board, so that is actually super important as well. And that can just help you get around, like when Aladdin's being a pain healing all the time, when they've got like some other healers that just happen to be popping around consistently healing things. It can be a bit of a pain. I am going to buff Hades at the moment. No, I missed. I am going to just extend out these continuous damages. And what Hades does, he takes any continuous damage that is on characters when he does that last move, that line, it's fire attack. And what he does is he then extends and like multiplies the amount. Like, check that out. Boom, 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 boom. 3k, 5k. That right there is continuous damage, like stacks. And that is why that, 3k, 5k, 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 3k, 5 Wild Imagination. My imagination's not working. Wild Imagination is so amazing. Like, even though my chance abilities are not working, boom, I can guarantee it. I can force all of these abilities to have more. I can force all of these abilities to have more synergy and more reliability. Which, if things are not reliable, then they end up not being very good. But if you can get some reliability out of things, then you're gonna find out that, okay, let's go get up to level 7. Then you're gonna find out that that you can actually make your team strategies work to a T no matter what every single time. And that is like the best thing. That is like the best thing about. And look at this, like just stacking all this damage, and now I can just like charm this, and they're all just gonna die, and like just the sheer amount of damage it can stack is nuts. And yet again, just like Claw, I find myself, I'll use this on, like, you can use it like the similar way to Claw, except it charges, it takes a little bit longer to charge, but you also get added bonuses of the heal block and the continuous damage. So let's just see if we can just demolish our way through these. Drop the aliens. Kaboosh. And now, got my, see, look at that. Aliens are back already. And then you're getting a Wild Imagination as well. Like, that is just like how good aliens are. The Claw. But being able to just stack heal blocks as well as continuous damage, adding up all that damage, like I just said, on my characters, and like check the continuous damage, boom boom boom, like a couple of K just like that. And to be able to stack so much damage is amazing. And now I can also use it in a similar way that I do as Claw. So if you don't have Claw, you can also use a Wild Imagination in the same way to get rid of people's evasion and bad effects. So I'm just going to go try and show you something right here. See, I go Charm. It didn't work. No. Okay, let's see if I can. AoE teams. Although I have found, it seems like the tower, I'm not sure if all towers, but it seems like this tower has definitely got a lot weaker the last few days. So if it's had some sort of change. But what I was going to say is you can use it the same way as Claw. I should have just backed out of that match. You can use it the same way as Claw because it's got 2 attacks. The first one, which is the heal block and the straight damage, you can use that like the Claw's first little one dump alien, and then you can it'll follow up. It'll get rid of any evasion that's on the field, and then it'll follow up with its second attack, the continuous damage, deal damage as well as stack the continuous damage. So in saying that, I use it that way, just the same on like Aladdin in PvP and all the other kind of things whenever you see him, as well as any of these PvE things that have evade, and same with like Invisigil, you better do the same thing, and you'll be able to have continuous damage to get around their defense. So any kind of defensive characters and characters with shields and things like that, you can use continuous damage to get around that defense stat and just do pure hard damage onto the HP. And that is why I do really like the continuous damage teams and this Wild Imagination spell. So hopefully this has been enlightening for you and has shown you why it is good. And and let me know if you guys are going to get it. If you are going to get it, just make sure you know that it gets all its usability and why it's so good at level 2. Level 2, like you need to unlock and then get it to level 2. So if you're going to invest into this, make sure that you've got enough to try and unlock it to level 2. So however much you want to spend with the gems, and if we are looking down 750, and you are going to be looking at similar options, 12, 14, 16. So half the time you're going to be getting 12. You might have to get 3 of the packs to get it to its first level unlock, unless you're passing levels in Bo Peep event stages, and then you'll have a few tokens stacked up as well. But then you need to get it to level 2, so you're gonna have to buy not just 3 but more like 6 plus. And hopefully if you're buying like 6 plus, you'll have a little bit of RNG in there and pull a couple of like 18s or 20s or 16, 18, 20, whatever else it might be, along with some of the 12s. So hopefully, but just I always bank on the lowest number, the lowest number, and plan on that for my gem expenditure. So plan on having at least an investment of, let's say, 4,000, 5,000 gems to get this to level 2. Worst case scenario, unless you've got extra, if you've got extra tokens from the event as well, it's going to bring that cost down. So do the event as much as you can. Get the tokens from these Bo Peep levels here, and definitely, it's definitely worth it. And if you can unlock it and get it to level 2, you'll have a lot of fun. I know I do. So let me know what you guys think about Wild Imagination, and if you're going to be getting it, or what you are going to be getting. And I can't wait to hear from you guys. And let's stay tuned. I'll do some of the other spell showcases very soon.